If you didn't have any bones, listen, we're joined by Kurt Stein, a digital transformation expert to talk tech, leadership, and taking leaps into the unknown. We help you get up, not hit the snooze button. Subscribe, tell all your friends about Mornings in Alive with Keith and friends.
I'm disappointed in him because if one of his clients did that, or if Alex did that when Alex was in high school, he'd have a problem with it.
We only know one guy who eats out of his own colostomy bag. We learned about that yesterday.
I think what's happened here is you guys have clearly shown me that I don't need to worry about trying to be nice anymore.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If we're gonna go, let's go, baby.
Let's fucking go. That's what we're here for. Let's fucking go.
You two, you guys are such inefficient, timely human beings. Let's get into it.
And sending me to my death.
And he looked at me. He looked at me. He's, dude, don't leave me here. I was like, that ain't gonna happen. When you lift heavy shit for a long time, those holes fill in, and your skeleton gets stronger. So it's not just your muscles that make you strong. The bone density, the tendon strength, the skeletal structure is the fucking foundation. The longer you lift shit, heavy shit especially, the more this is going to develop. It doesn't happen fast. See, I'm like a fucking cheap suit. Once I'm on you can't get me off.
Do you pee in the shower, wash your body, and brush your teeth all at the same time?
You're not peeing on yourself, for Christ's sake. You know, you're not peeing at you. I mean, you're peeing down the drain.
Just like our bones support us, these daily habits, these habit stacking give us essential structure. We need to go stronger in every aspect of life. Everything starts with that foundation, the solid foundation that sets your day.
Today is Bulgarian split squat day, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, all I want to see is I just want to see some level of self-improvement, whatever that is. You know what I mean? As long as it's moving in self-improvement direction, I'm happy.
Kurt's only 35 years old. Like Marty, the guy's a prodigy. He came out of his mom and dad. He's like, I'm 10 years old. I'm an expert.
Every time there's an injury, you're off for 3 to 4 months, 6 months, and it keeps going. It gets worse and worse. The weaker you get, the more your back hurts. My wife takes me hiking in the woods, which I gotta tell you, man, I didn't know it would be so much fun and so hard at the same time.
Yeah.
I like to draw the parallels that even though it's a different widget, let's call it that, life is always the same. You get information, you learn, and you go from there. Google, actually, was a few guys from Google that came up with the attention algorithm, which would remember what was asked. The great part about it is you can have a conversation with it like somewhat of a coach. Ask questions and get responses. Utilize it. Use ChatGPT, Perplexity, all these to your advantage. Ask questions, get responses, and it can actually almost respond to you like a human.
Yeah.
It depends on how you prompt it. Where we're going in the world, eventually, I think Elon's made a comment saying in 20 years, there'll probably be more humanoid robots than there are humans. Amazon has factories that are almost entirely run by robots.
China basically paved a whole highway without a single human being.
Wow.
And there's guys out there that want to get past their fax machines and into the world of AI.
Muscle is your metabolism's best friend. Poor sleep is going to disrupt your recovery and your hormones. It's going to be harder to lose fat.
Chris Cornell was not murdered. Chester Bennington was not murdered. And no, neither was Kurt Cobain, my friend. No, they are just some of the greatest singers of all. 92% of people fail to achieve their goals because they lack action and follow through. Today, we want to flip that script.
The reason that 92% of people fail to achieve their goals, it's because they don't take action. And why? Why do they do that? They overthink, they're comfortable, and they really don't have clarity on where they want to go. Inaction is still an action. You hit the snooze button, that's an action. You choose not to get out of bed.
I'm totally okay with getting started on something without the perfect plan, failing and just knowing that I'm gonna fail, and then learning from each failure and continually progressing forward. I would rather start executing on the second best plan and then get a head start versus spend 3 hours making the best plan.
People don't do is they confuse activity with progress. So it doesn't mean you just have to do a bunch of dumb stuff every day.
The longer you take to start the business, right? You probably be like, I don't need to do that. You're probably more likely to do that if you don't go ahead and get started.
I start with wins every day. I wake up when I say I'm gonna wake up. I drink water. I go to the gym. Like it's just, and then by 8 o'clock, I've got 20 wins under my belt. So I am proactively attacking the day, and then I can lead my community. If you're working with a coach that doesn't have a coach, you should quit because they're not eating their own dog food, right? Everyone needs it. Everyone that's listening to the show, get out your phone or on your laptop and make a frickin' comment that says, I'm in. Like, seriously, that's one simple action that you can do. It helps the show. It's visible to other people.
Leaders who publicly state publicly they're going to do something are 70% more likely to achieve that target.
One thing about a community, it is not just for you. You are there to serve other people. So it's going to be some tough conversations. If people want to be in our community, they have things they can expect from us. And there's also going to be things that we expect from them.
Sometimes you just got to say, fuck it. But think about that phrase.
What happens if you didn't have any bones? Yeah, we're going to talk about what if we didn't have any bones.
If I have one superpower, like what's my superpower in life? It's that I'm able to literally outwork any other person, period. While coworkers are at happy hour, I'm still closing deals. Some people are like, oh, working a 9 to 5 is so hard. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. And I laugh inside my head where I'm like, this is hard. Like, you're not like what? You don't even have to do 100 sprints before 7 a.m. and then go do your day.
They instantly gained this massive confidence because they showed up right away knowing that they could outwork the people in the weight room.
People often don't think they can be taught habits or be taught how to work hard. Not the case.
I've always been able to be fearless looking at a challenge. And now I can just 3x the work of anyone who's a peer in the business world, in the life world.
Anybody that says they haven't pissed in the shower is lying.
What if we didn't have any bones?
I watched a show one time where a guy, he was in the desert, he killed a rattlesnake, ate the snake, and then used the skin, pissed in the skin, and drank his own piss. Is it even possible for a human to not have bones and function as we know a human being does?
What if we had no bones? What if we peed in the shower?
If we had evolved without bones, that might mean that we would never have left the ocean and we lived our lives like human jellyfish. There's a rare genetic disorder called hypophosphatasia that affects 1 out of every 100,000 babies. It's a disorder that causes your bones to disappear.
You gotta get up and get moving. You gotta get active. Get that body strong, get your bones strong.
It doesn't have to be heavy, you just gotta start. And that whole thing will develop. You'll end up lifting heavier as your journey continues.
How many old people walk around bent over in this posture because they simply did not continue to build their bone strength over time?
You need strength to age. It's just that there's no grayness around that.
If I have to use something to pull myself off the toilet at any age, man, I've really fucked this thing up.
If you got up 1 minute before the snooze button ended and somebody's hit the snooze, you're a minute ahead of them. Nobody should ever complain that they don't have 45 minutes to do something every week.
By the end of our just 4 years in college or college career, I've literally lived like 3 more months than you have. I've experienced 3 more months of life than my roommate because he slept like literally 3 times as much as I did.
Making money is easier than I thought it would be. I scheduled a shit ton of travel for October, and I literally went from the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States twice.
I'm gonna take the proverbial light. Jimmy, we're gonna take the proverbial light, hand it over to Monica, and she's gonna go shine that big ass light on the Mornings in the Lab mountain, and we're gonna shine it on somebody. You gotta say no to something so you can say yes to some big goals. So time is finite. You gotta find ways to manage what you have inside of that time frame. Yesterday, we talked about what happens if you only drank Coca-Cola, and today we leaned into this whole segment of what if we didn't have bones.